Welcome to today's broadcast of Carroll High School Athletics. This is CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Now, here are your Carroll Chargers.
Hello and welcome, Charger fans, to this junior varsity matchup between Carroll Charger basketball team versus the junior varsity team of Columbia City Eagles. I'm going to go ahead and get your starting lineups out of the way real quick before this game gets underway. For the junior varsity Columbia City team, they start with number 20, Jason Johnson at guard. He's a junior. And number 22, Jordan Bickle, sophomore. At number 30, Greg Wackelman, he's a junior. At number 32 is Michael Bollinger, he is the sophomore guard. And at number 50, the sophomore forward, Jonathan Simmons. And for Carroll Chargers, number 11, guard Tony Orr. And also starting, the other guard, the junior, Jonathan McKeeman, number 21. Number 23, guard Adam Freiberger, number 33, forward Mason Miller, and finally number 35, the forward sophomore Blake Converse, and that is your starting lineup for this game. We're just about ready to get it going, and Nathan Weaver will take your way through the play-by-play.
Okay, we have Adam Freiberger up to get it for Carroll. Blake Converse gets the ball here. Passed off to Jonathan McKeeman. Jonathan McKeeman's going to bring it down to court for the Carroll Chargers. Then we get it off to Ivan Freiberger, back to Mason. Okay, now McKeeman has the ball. Going to hand it off to Tony Orr. Tony Orr is going to try to find somebody open here. Carroll's struggling to get the ball off here for a shot.
So far, great zone defense by Columbia City. They continue to work that 2-3 zone, but there's a pass inside the Converse there.
It's a very good thing that high school basketball doesn't have a shot clock, because that would be up already. But here's Jonathan McKeeman going to get off to Mason Miller for the three. And it hits off the rim now. Columbia City has the ball. Jason Johnson's going to bring the ball down the court. Johnson has the ball. He's going to pass it off to number 30, Greg Bachman. Bachman's going to hand it off to Bickle.
And that was an up and down by number 22, Jordan Bickle there. He left both of his feet, and then he came back down. That is a no-no. So that's a fully travel and eternal.
Very quick here. What do you think of the key points for the Carroll basketball team to get a win off tonight?
Well, some key points for the Chargers tonight. If they're going to get a win, they're definitely going to have to make sure that they pass the ball well. And then also they cannot force shots. As there's Converse making a nice move, but there he forces up a shot. The Chargers can't force up shots, and they're going to have to play some smart defense here tonight.
Columbia City going to throw the ball down, but now the heavy defense by Carroll Chargers, it looks like he steps out of bounds.
Yes, he did, and that time it's number 30, Greg Bachman, the junior, stepping out of bounds on that one on the far corner. Here's McKeeman. He's working the left hand.
Tony Orr's going to get guarded very sharply. Now Carroll Chargers, Columbia City has very hard defense right now, but Tony Orr they find the open man, Tony Orr, and he gets an easy layup right there. Or double teamed by the Carroll Chargers, Mason Miller. Now it's going to go off to number 30, Greg Bachman. Back to number 32, Tyler Bollinger. Now Johnson with the ball. He's going to give it off to Bachman. Bachman's going to give it off back to Johnson. Johnson's going to give it to Bickle. Looks like Bickle now steps out of bounds. That's twice in the last minute. Columbia City has stepped out of bounds with that heavy Carroll defense. Now McKeeman's going to come up with the ball. Try to find Mason Miller. Mason Miller's going to toss it off to Blake Converse, back to Mason Miller. McKeeman's going to get the ball off to Freiberger. Freiberger's going to take a shot off, but gives it to Tony Orr. Tony Orr's going to Move the ball around. He gets play conference that almost lost, but regained it. Now going to give it off to Mason Miller. Back to McKeeman at the 3-point. He's going to try to drive it in, but fouled, it looks like, by either number 30, Greg Bockelman, or number 32, Tyler Bollinger.
And they are going to give it to number 32, Tyler Bollinger, in his first personal foul of the game. And the first team foul with 3/10. We're about halfway through this first period. And neither team has really put anything up on the boards tonight. Only 2 points for Carroll. And then came from number 11, Tony Orr. And she drives the lane again. But right now, Carroll's just in a passing mode and just trying to find some weaknesses in this defense.
Tony Orr with the ball getting off. John that came in for the 3. Looks like he tried to shoot that way too quick, but he missed that shot. Came off the rim, but now Columbia City down with the ball. He's going to give it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to bring it around, give it to Bickle. Bickle's going to give it off to Bollinger. Going to miss the 3. Nice rebound by Blake Converset. McKean's going to drive the ball down, give it off to Adam Freiberger. Freiberger's going to drive into the key. Missed the layup.
Just a little bit too strong. But right now, both of these teams struggling to get anything going offensively. We're over halfway through this first quarter. Oh, there's a beautiful pass from number 32, Tyler Bollinger, inside to number 22, Jordan Bickle.
Bickle was wide open on that easy layup.
And a great find as well. Here's Mason Miller.
Nice drive down the key. Mason Miller is going to get his first shot at the night, and that gives Carroll the lead 4-2.
Well, that's a great job getting inside, muscling it up, not being afraid to go right at the defense. Great moves by Mason Miller.
Right you are, as Columbia City, number 30, Greg Bockelman came in for a layup, but a nice block there by Blake Converset. And that's going to hit ball out of bounds. Columbia City's ball. They're going to give it to Tyler Bollinger to throw in.
And Dan Cabbins checking in right there. He's going to check it for Tony Orr.
Looks like Tony Orr giving him a little bit of rest here, but ooh, almost a steal there for Carroll, but Columbia City gets the ball now. Bickle with the ball. He's going to give it off to Bollinger. Bollinger is going to pass it back. Oh, to number...
Great 3 by number 20, Jacob Johnson. He was wide open, didn't set his feet, just fired it up and in. And that time you cannot leave him wide open, but there's Blake Converset, and he's wide open.
Right back catch by Carroll.
Blake Converset now hit down the 3, and great way to respond.
Now almost stolen by Jonathan McKeeman back. Now Bickle with the ball is going to pass it off to number 30, Greg Bockelman. Bockelman up for the 3, but he's going to miss. That was a nice rebound by Jonathan McKeeman. Going to give off to Mason Miller. Goes from the 3-point line up to get a layup.
And one by Mason Miller. He is not being afraid. He's just attacking the rim.
He's a big kid too, so he's got all that force behind him.
Mason Miller, 6'3", 165 pounds. He's a sophomore forward. He originally was on varsity and came in as like a 6th man on varsity, and then apparently the coach, Marty Beasley, didn't like his play enough and relegated him to junior varsity, and he has really responded, although he misses that free throw.
He's still a young player. He's got his junior and senior year to look forward to, but he's playing very well so far in this game.
Absolutely. Here comes Columbia City.
It's going to be Bollinger with the ball. Going to try to get away from Mason Miller's tough defense. Carroll playing strong defense in this first quarter with 27 seconds left. Columbia City with the ball. Bollinger's going to drive in, going to pass off to Bickle. Bickle's going to go off to Johnson. Heavy defense by McKeeman. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. He's got to watch out for that half-court line there. Now having guarded by, it looks like Jared Murphy. No, Chris Terry, but the shot was taken off there, and that's the end of the first quarter as your Carroll Chargers lead 9-5.
And we'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back, Charger fans. As I said before, the Carroll Chargers lead 9-5 against Columbia City. Columbia City with the ball. Going to be off to Bickle. Bickle's going to be off to Johnson. Heavily guarded by Tony Orr, which checks back in the second quarter. Chris Terry's still in the game. Looks like they brought Adam Freiberger out of the game. And now out of bounds by Columbia City, and your Carroll Chargers have the ball.
Two coaches tonight, Ryan Abbott coaching the Carroll Junior Varsity Charger basketball team, and then Brett Eberly is the junior varsity coach for the Columbia City Eagles tonight.
Oh, a nice pass by Blake. Oh, a nice pass there by Dean Cavins to Blake Converse, but a missed, and then Tony Orr looks like he got an easy rebound.
Blake Converse saying he got his own rebound and then really just muscled it in. Beautiful move by Blake Converse.
Nice feed out there by Johnson, but missed. McKeeman gets the ball. He's going to try to drive it down into the Carroll Chargers off to Tony Orr. Tony Orr is going to come around. It looks like.
And that is a moving screen by Blake Converse saying that is something you can't do. And so there's a whistle and a foul. And we'll go back the other way as Carroll looks to sub in. Color Gutierrez, Mason Miller, and number 23, Adam Freiberger, Jonathan McKeeman, Chris Terry,
and now Columbia City Johnson with the ball, number 20. He's going to bring the ball past Tony Orr. He's going to bring it around, pass it off to Bickle. And Johnson off to Bollinger. Bollinger is going to bring it back again to Johnson. Johnson's going to come over to Bickle. Bickle off to Bockelman. Bockelman off to Simmons. And stolen by Carroll Chargers. McKeeman's going to drive the ball down the key.
Oh, that's not McKeeman. That's Adam Freiberger, but he had the ball stripped from him, and then it goes back the other way.
Looked just light there. Oh, and a nice.
Oh, that was a three by Greg Bockelman, the junior forward, and then he ends up falling down at the end of that shot. Great.
Tony Orr for the three. Having a miss. Carroll struggling a little bit on the outside jump shot. They seem to be getting most of their shots in the key, and hopefully they can turn that around in this quarter.
Keeping coming in for Tony Orr. And number 15, Jonathan Simmons, takes his seat as number 34, Taylor Bockelman coming in.
Now Freiberger with the ball. He's going to give it off to Mason Miller, off to Gutierrez. Gutierrez is going to pass it back to Mason Miller, right down to Freiberger. Freiberger's going to get off to McKeeman. McKeeman off to Dan Cavins. Dan Cavins going to do the one-hander, going to miss, but Gutierrez gets a rebound and gets fouled by number 30, Bockelman. He is down.
He is slow to get up, but he is up. But great move by Dan Cavins, backing down his man and putting up the hook shot. Just couldn't quite get it to go, but great hustle underneath by Keller Gutierrez and getting the rebound and forcing the foul. He'll shoot two on this one. No good on the first, and you're also struggling from the free throw stripe tonight.
And your Carroll Chargers lead 11-8 with team fouls. Your Carroll Chargers have 1, and Columbia City has 3. And second basket made by Gutierrez, 12-8 now, as Columbia City has the ball. Number 32, Bollinger, going to bring it up the court. Nice screen there by Greg Bockelman, but heavy defense by the Carroll Chargers. Bickle with the ball, going to pass it off to Bockelman. Off to Johnson. Johnson back to Bockelman. Johnson to Bollinger now. Looks like Bollinger's gonna. It looks like it's gonna be a timeout by Columbia City.
And that time, Brett Eberly, the junior varsity coach, was screaming for a timeout. And we'll be back right after this. This is CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And we're back, Charger fans. A quick 20-second timeout taken for Columbia City. And now looks like they're going to give the ball to Columbia City with number 32, Bowling. They're going to throw the ball in. Trying to find, better give it off before the 5-second they did. And now Johnson with the ball, going to give it off to Bowlinger, but Bowlinger is going to, ball is going to get hit by Blake Conversate out of bounds.
Great job, Blake Conversate, coming over, blocking that one out of bounds.
And now it looks like they're going to give the ball off to Bockelman. Throw, and he's going to give it off to recently checked in number 34, Taylor Bockelman. So Greg Bockelman and Taylor Bockelman, brothers. And both of them at the same time as Johnson comes in. He's going to give it off to Bockelman. Bockelman off to Bollinger. Johnson with the ball, going to get it off to Bockelman, off to Bollinger. Bollinger is going to give it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to fight his way through, but get it off to Bockelman again. Johnson going to get it off the other, Bockelman. Bockelman off to Bollinger. Bollinger off to Bockelman for the three. Missed. Nice rebound by Mason Miller. Very strong defense by the Carroll Chargers shown so far in this game. Off to Freiberger for the three, in and out.
That was like a fast food restaurant that time, in and out. Right there, great movement by the Charger offense, but Freiberger just couldn't get that ball to stay settled down, and it comes out.
Bockelman with the ball, going to give it off to Bockelman.
Which Bockelman?
I'm not quite sure.
Right now, the Bockelman that has it is Taylor Bockelman, and then of course Greg Bockelman is number 30. And that time we're going to foul on Adam Freiberger, number 23.
So your Carroll Chargers today, as we've seen, very heavy defense keeping Columbia City down in point percentage, but Carroll Chargers aren't getting the shots off they need to right now. They only have 12 points in the second quarter. But now Columbia City with the ball, going to get it off to Johnson.
Now it's Greg Bockelman that's got it.
Giving it off to Taylor Bockelman. Taylor Bockelman is going to give it off to... Now Johnson has the ball for a two. Didn't set his feet, just threw it up there, and he got a miss there. Now downfield to Adam Freiberger.
Freiberger, he lays it up and in, so it's a 14-8 game with a minute 40 to go.
Now 14-8 for your Carroll Chargers. They're leading. Now terrible pass there by Bollinger, but Columbia City retained the ball now off to Greg Bockelman. Greg Bockelman's going to give it off to Bollinger. Bollinger's going to get loose with the ball, going to give it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to get heavily guarded by Mason Miller. Then we get it off to Taylor Bockelman. Bockelman tripping almost over himself. Get it back to Johnson. Heavy defense by the Carroll Chargers, and a nice job of Freiberger to hit the ball out of bounds. Now, substitution for the Carroll Chargers, number 11, Tony Orr, and number 50, Jonathan Simmons for Columbia City.
All right, so sitting down is Keller Gutierrez for the Chargers.
Yeah.
And number 34 is sitting down. That's Taylor Bockelman. He takes a seat in favor of Jonathan Simmons. And here comes Columbia City.
Yeah.
And number 32, Tyler Bollinger. He's got pressured out to back to the outside. Great defense by the Chargers thus far as Jonathan Simmons has it. Back out to Greg Bockelman. And here comes the drive. Nice little floater, but it won't go, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds. And if you're number 11, Tony Orr, you got to bring in the rebound with both hands, and with one hand he knocks it out, and the other hand never showed up to help him retain possession, and Columbia City still has it.
It looks like Columbia City is not even playing their feet when they're shooting. They're just throwing it up there. It's really hurting them right now, but almost stolen by McKeeman there and retained by Columbia City, but thrown out of bounds and tipped by Blake Conversate. Columbia City with the ball. The Carroll Chargers ahead 14-8 with 41 seconds to go in the second quarter. Looks like it's going to be Greg Bockelman. No. Tyler Bollinger going to throw the ball in. Johnson with the ball off to Greg Bockelman. Johnson back to Bollinger. Tipped by McKeeman. Thrown down to McKeeman. Saved. Almost out of bounds there, but saved by McKeeman. And he's going to throw it back to Freiberger, who gets fouled. Going to come down to the free throw here. Carroll struggled a little bit with their free throws today, but hopefully Firebird can turn it around.
And Freiberger knocks down the first, and right before Freiberger gets fouled, there was a long entry pass, and Jonathan McKeeman just out-hustled the Columbia City player and was able to keep possession, get it to Freiberger for an easy two, but that's when Greg Bockelman was forced to foul just to keep that ball, just to keep the easy two from happening. So back comes Columbia City with less than 20 seconds until halftime.
I hope there's more notice. There's not many Neon Nation fans here. I hope Neon Nation fills up when the varsity begins.
Right, when you can start counting on one hand how many Neon Nation people are here for this is not good, but again, only a junior varsity game.
You know what I've noticed though this year is without Tony Hosfeld, Neon Nation seemed to fade away a little bit. I'd like to see them come as a fan base a little bit more this year. I think it would motivate the Carroll Chargers a lot more.
Absolutely, and last year's team talked so highly of Neon Nation.
Yeah.
There's a forced shot by Jonathan Simmons, and it won't go. And McKeeman throws one up, and it rims
with
it
one
out.
hand, too.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be back with the second half and the first half stats and updates in just a moment. This is Austin Fox alongside Nathan Weaver for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
And Charger fans, this is Austin Fox with your first half stats brought to you by CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports. The first half, well, it can be characterized as a very slow first half. The Chargers took a first quarter 9-5 lead, and they rode that one to a 16-8 halftime lead. Only 7 points in the second half for the Chargers, as they failed to score from just about everywhere. And Columbia City, well, they just couldn't get anything going at all.
Well, you got to think about Carroll's defense, too. Just incredible in the first half. You know, they really stuck it to Columbia City, and they're doing a great job right now. Hopefully the second half they can do even better on defense and stop Columbia City's offense completely. Offensively for the Chargers, they're doing okay down the key, but when they get to the outside shot, they're struggling a little bit. They've only had 1 3, like Blake Converset. They haven't had really anything to the outside.
Absolutely, and the Chargers have had some good looks. They just haven't been able to hit anything. Well, we'll be back with the start of the second half in just a moment. For Austin Fox and Nathan Weaver, this is CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger Sports.
Welcome back, Carroll Chargers, to CSBN, your worldwide leader in Charger Sports. I'm Nathan Weaver, along with Austin Fox. Your Carroll Chargers ahead 16-8 coming into the second half. And your leading scores for the Carroll Chargers is number 35. Blake Converset with 5 points. And for Concordia, it's number 30.
Columbia City.
Columbia City. So, Greg Bockelman and Jacob Johnson.
All right, so here's Blake Converset. He's giving over the base to Miller, moving it around. It's Freiberger who's got it. We'll see if the second half is more the same of the second half as we count down to the varsity game.
Mason Miller with the ball. Pump fake the ball. Now Tony Morgan off to Jonathan McKeeman. McKeeman off to Blake Converset. Converset's going to come around. One hand.
Oh, how about that shot from Blake Converset? He's having a little bit of success getting inside and putting it up with the one hand and getting it to roll in off the front of the rim.
Carroll Chargers lead 10. Got Greg Bockelman with the ball. Heavily guarded by Tony McKeeman. Johnson with the ball, going to give it off to Bickle. Bickle giving it off to Greg Bockelman. Bockelman back off to Jordan Bickle. Jordan Bickle's going to touch the shot. Nice rebound by McKeeman. McKeeman's going to bring the ball down the court. Nice. You know, Tony, it looks like Freiberger with the ball. Going to get off to Blake Converse. Blake Converse to Mason Miller. Mason Miller to Freiberger. Freiberger's going to pass the ball back to Mason Miller. Mason Miller's going to find someone open. Freiberger's open again. Getting off to McKeeman. Back to Freiberger. Looks like Carroll's taking their time. So far, passing the ball a lot. Getting off Blake Converse off to Freiberger. Freiberger to Miller for the three.
And the struggles continue for the Chargers from behind the arc. Despite leading by 10, they have only put in one from long distance.
Now it's going to be Bollinger with the ball. Going to get off to Bickle. Get off to Johnson. Johnson back off to Bollinger. Bollinger's going to bring it back. Coming guarded by Carroll Chargers. Johnson give out that crazy shot off, and he got that three in.
Well, at that time, Jacob Johnson doesn't set his feet, but that's not his shot. He just grabs the ball and sets and fires. And right now, with the way the Chargers are playing defense, that's about. And there's Blake Converse again. Goes back to finish my statement. Right now, Columbia City just doesn't have time to set its feet, so the kind of shot that Johnson's putting up is what they need. And there's Mason Miller with a steal, and he's fouled.
Yeah, I went to their game, their championship game.
Boy, a lot of action going on right there. Immediately after knocking down a three, Johnson knocking down a three for Columbia City. Carroll comes right back, 2 points, and then a chance for more.
That's going to be the first team foul by Columbia City in this half. They had 4 in the first half, gives it a total of 5, and now Mason Miller's going to make his first free throw. Coming in for the Carroll Chargers is Blake Converse. It looks like
what up, Bob?
Dan Cavins. And for Concordia,
Mason Miller good on the first, and he has 5 in this game now.
Looks like number 34, Taylor Bachman, is going to come back in for Columbia City.
And the second one no good, so Mason Miller now 1 of 3. Yes, continuous struggle, the ball's tipped, and Mason Miller's got it back the other way. The try and almost stolen.
Bad pass by Mason Miller, but Blake Converse to get back to Mason Miller and put Freiberger. Freiberger's going to stop there, and he can't move anymore. Going to give it off to another Carroll Charger. Now Dan Cavins fouled. That's going to bring him to the line. It's the second team foul. Varsity Carroll boys basketball team heads to the locker room to get ready for their game against Varsity Columbia City. And a new addition to this Varsity Carroll team, Tyler LaBundy, number 53. Looking forward to watching him tonight.
Yeah, Tyler LaBundy, he's 6'7". I remember coming into this year thinking how we're going to replace Alex Ipskin and Shane Merriman, and especially when sectionals start. And even Connor Blasi 2 years ago was a big inside dominant force, and Carroll really hasn't had that this year. And so with Tyler LaBundy transferring in midway through the year, maybe Carroll's going to have that inside force that they used to not have. Columbia City calling a timeout, so they're going to look things over. With 2:52 to play, your Carroll Junior Varsity Charger basketball team leads 21-11 over Columbia City. As we look over to the student section, it's started to fill up a little more, but we still got plenty of time before the varsity game. As here we go, with Dan Cavins set to go to the line to shoot 2. It's 21-11.
Offline Carroll, 45, Dan Cavins, shooting 2.
It's our cousin.
First free throw made by Dan Cavins, hits the rim and goes right in. Now that's his first point of the night.
And the way things have been going, you might as well give the player of the game to the entire Carroll defense.
It's amazing tonight.
Absolutely. Every time the Columbia City Eagles have tried to drive into the lane. They've been shut down. And then you look at Jacob Johnson having a hard time throwing it in for Columbia City. So it's number 14. He's coming in for the first time today. It's Tristan Wright, the 5'8" junior guard. We got a whistle and a foul right there. Number 20. Jonathan McKeeman picks up the foul. Jonathan McKeeman's not had a point, and that's what's shocking.
He's playing incredible on defense tonight, though, I believe, and him along with Mason Miller. Heavy defense, great Congress has ball now is Barry Bachman. Stolen by Carroll, charges Freiberger with the ball as we get it in for an easy layup.
Great recognition by Adam Freiberger, noticing that the ball was down on the floor. Somebody for Carroll had it, and he just ran down the court and was wide open. We're following that up as a 3 by number 30, Greg Bachman of Columbia City.
Now McKeeman going to drive in, going to give it off to Freiberger. Freiberger back off to McKeeman. McKeeman's going to try to find the open man here. Step back for a few seconds. Going to get off to Dan Cavins. Back to McKeeman. McKeeman gave off to Freiberger. Freiberger off to Tony Orr. Dan Cavins looks like he's open, but still Carroll Chargers passing it around, trying to find the open man.
All right down there on the court as McKeeman fires that 3 and is no good.
Not sure about Dan Cavins going to get fouled by number 32, Tyler Bollinger.
Actually, that's Jonathan Simmons. He's going to pick up his 3rd personal. But going back a little bit, just a little bit ago, Greg Bachman hit the floor and didn't really see what happened. Why he hit the floor? I just saw him down on the ground. He got back up and then looked like he retaliated a little bit when he knocked over Tony Orr, and then again the foul was called. A bunch of subs coming in. Taylor Bachman coming in alongside number 40, Adam Wilkinson, and number 32, Tyler Bollinger, and then Carroll's going to sub in Keller Gutierrez for Blake Caversay. Stan Cavins knocks down the second. It's a 13-point game.
A 12-point game, but Carroll Chargers have the biggest lead of the night against Columbia City with a 26-14 lead. Now Columbia City with the ball, going to give it off to number 32, Tyler Bollinger. Bollinger off to number 14, Wright. Now Johnson for the 3. Now made it 3 earlier in this game, but now the ball's going to get loose on the ground and they call it a jump ball.
And it should be going to Columbia City. And right now you're going to see Columbia City trying and play with a frenetic pace and a hurried pace a little bit here, trying to figure something out. And Tristan Wright just got double teamed and he bounces it off the leg of Dan Cavins. About all he could do. He was simply stuffed down there in the corner, and Tristan Wright is a 5'8" junior, but he cannot weigh any more than 130 pounds, and he was going up against guys that were just a little too big for him.
Now Bollinger with the ball, going to give it off to number 40, Adam Wilkinson. Now
that's a violent collision right there between number 32, Tyler Bollinger, and Tony Orr. They just hit the ground, and there's Mason Miller. Boom, baby! A nice little move. Not able to finish the drive off.
Now Columbia City passing the ball around. Heavy defense by the Carroll Chargers, and McKeeman taking down Johnson right now. Pass it off to Bollinger. Bollinger's going to drive in, but that's going to get ball in time. And now That's the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back with CSBN, your worldwide leader in charge of sports. This is Nathan Weaver along with Austin Fox.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
Back to the start of the fourth quarter. This is Austin Fox alongside Nathan Weaver here after this competition here at Carroll High School. Starting lineup for your Chargers to begin this fourth quarter. Mason Miller, Keller Gutierrez, Blake Calversay, Adam Freiberger, Jonathan McKeeman for Columbia City, Tristan Wright. Number 34, Taylor Bockelman. Number 30, Greg Bockelman. Number 20, Jacob Johnson. And number 32, Tyler Bollinger. That's the starting lineup for Columbia City. And here's Nathan Weaver.
Here's Gutierrez with the ball, going to give it off to Blake Calversay. He's going to get fouled. Almost made the shot. Almost an and one, but he did not make the shot, so he's going to go to the line.
Quick correction, that is not Greg Bockelman. It is a different player out there on the court. It's number 40, Adam Wilkinson. That is the other.
Open up by Mason Miller. He's going to miss it. Gutierrez is going to toss it off, and Mason Miller back.
It's a shoving foul because Keller Gutierrez went up in the bag, trying to get that rebound.
Now Columbia City with the ball. Bollinger is going to bring the ball down the court, going to pass it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to get around Freiberger. Now going to be Bockelman. Taylor Bockelman with the ball, going to give it off to number 32, Bollinger for the three. Nice three there by Bollinger. And that's his first shot of the night. And the Carroll Chargers lead 29-17, about 12 points. Freiberger off to Blake Conversett. Conversett off to McKeeman. McKeeman off to Miller. Miller's in. Oh, a bad pass there by Miller to McKeeman, but McKeeman holds on to it. Freiberger with the ball now. Then we get off to McKeeman in the back. McKeeman's going to bring the ball, going to turn around here, going to try to find the open man. That's Gutierrez. Fouled and almost made the shot. But now he looks like he's not going to go to the line, but Carroll's going to get the ball back here. Mason Miller's going to throw the ball back into the Carroll Chargers. He has 8 points himself, but still the leading man for the Carroll Chargers tonight. Blake Conversett with 9. Those two have combined to make 17 points and 29 for the Carroll Chargers. Now Mason Miller's going to throw the ball into Gutierrez. Gutierrez is going to drive through and get a nice layup. That's going to give the Carroll Chargers a 14-point lead, 31-17. Looks like the Colts Super Bowl win in 2006.
It was 29-17.
Close enough, though.
That was right before Keller Gutierrez knocked that one down. Oh, great save by Bockelman, but they just closed it away. And back come the Chargers with Tony Ord, Keller Gutierrez, and Company.
Now Mason Miller with the ball. Give it off to McKeeman. McKeeman off to 24 for the three. He misses again. Off to Gutierrez with the rebound. He's going to miss the layup, but Carroll Chargers looks like Columbia City's going to step out of bounds and give the ball back to Carroll. But you see that Carroll Chargers continue to struggle on the outside shot. They cannot seem to get one down. It's not really affecting them right now as they got a 14-point lead, but it would help a lot if they can get some of those down. Mason Miller with the ball for the three. Another miss for Carroll Chargers. Blake Conversett with the rebound to McKeeman. McKeeman's going to give out to Blake Conversett for the three. Gutierrez with the ball, going to get off to McKeeman. Not understanding why right now, but the Carroll Chargers continue to drive on the outside shot instead of taking their time. But Mason Miller with it now, going to miss again.
Boy, the Chargers had 6 looks at the basket, if not more, before Columbia City finally comes away with the ball and gets another possession. That possession right there took forever.
Now a nice rebound from McKeeman. Tony Orr wide open, but he misses it. Misses the terrible pass by Mason Miller.
Well, Keller Gutierrez wasn't even expecting that pass.
There was a stupid shot there by Johnson. Now, next rebound by Gutierrez will give it off to McKeeman. Carroll Chargers, I don't know why they're relying so heavy on the outside shot right now when they got such a big lead, but maybe Coach Adams wants them to start looking for the outside shot. But Gutierrez with the ball, going to get off to Keeman. Keeman's going to try to find the open man here. Carroll needs to move and get somebody open. There's 2:37 left in this game. Keeman drives through and gets his first points of the game.
Well, that was just a pretty try by Jonathan McKeeman, and that's about all you can sum it up as. Very pretty, in up off the glass. And how about that drive from Jacob Johnson? Just a little too wild, and he forces it up, no good.
Nice to know we're after McKeeman. McKeeman's got to drive the ball down the court. Finally, he gets his first points of the game. When he's at his best, the Carroll Chargers seem unstoppable on JV, but tonight it's been all Mason Miller and Blake Conversett. But back out by Mason Miller again as number 30, Gray Bachman gets the ball. He's fouled by Gutierrez. And now, looks like Freiberger is going to come in for the Carroll Chargers for Gutierrez. As your Carroll Chargers now lead by 16 points, 33-17. Now the ball going to be thrown in by Johnson. Johnson off to Simmons, back to Johnson. Johnson's going to pass it over to Gray. Bachman going to get fouled by, looks like Freiberger got pushed into Bachman, but he gets the foul. Carroll's 4th team foul of this half. Columbia City still leads with 5 team fouls. Johnson's going to throw the ball back in. He's going to give it off to drive it all the way to Simmons. They couldn't find the open man, but almost out of bounds there. Tossed. Thrown back to Johnson. Almost stolen by Tony Orr, but Johnson's going to bring the ball in. Stolen by Mason Miller. Thrown to Freiberger. Hits off his shoulder.
Oh my goodness, this is sloppy play by both teams. They're just nobody's getting play recognition. Mason Miller with it still. Freiberger's wide open. Mason passes it to him like he's supposed to. Freiberger's just not paying attention, and then he has to, and instead of an easy layup, they have to reset the offense instead of getting some fast break points.
And now McKeeman with the ball, going to give it off to Freiberger. Freiberger to Mason Miller. Miller's going to go off to McKeeman again. Carroll needs to get back in the key a little bit more. He's giving it off to Mason Miller. Relying on that outside shot more than anything. As Freiberger now going to look for an open man here. I'd like to see Blake Conversett get that ball like he just had and drive in a little bit more, but 54 seconds to go in this game. Looks like your Carroll Chargers are going to pull away from it with it. And there's a foul by number 14, Tristan Wright. He has a good win here tonight for the Carroll Chargers. Only 51 seconds left in the game. They've done a very good job defensively, which has really led them to this win tonight.
Absolutely, this game just in the final stages. See how much Columbia City tries and fights for the win here, or how long they keep fighting, if they keep playing competitively, if they foul at all, or if Carroll is just going to run down the clock, and how Carroll plays this final minute out. With less than 40 seconds to go, Mason Miller has it. It's a 16-point game. As we're moments away from the varsity game, of course, Charger fans, if you've enjoyed this game and this broadcast, of course, check out all the other broadcasts as McKeeman has it. But especially check out the varsity matchup. That's going to be a fun matchup, no question about it, with 15 seconds remaining.
Now Tony Orr with the ball. To McKeeman, 10 seconds to go. The Carroll Chargers are ahead by 16 points, and they're going to pull away with it. And there's the JV game.
For the marker, there it is. We'll be back in just a moment with the wrap-up of today's game. But for you Charger fans at home, it's the Carroll Junior Varsity Team 33, Columbia City Junior Varsity Team 17. And again, back at the moment with your wrap-up, this has been Austin Fox and Nathan Weaver for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You're listening to CSBN, the Carroll Sports Broadcasting Network, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
And welcome back, Charger fans. Post-game show brought to you by CSBN. CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. And this game was all Carroll Chargers. Columbia City kept it interesting for most of the game until the fourth quarter when Carroll just started to pull away. And they win it 33-17. First quarter, Carroll took a 9-5 lead. Then they took a 16-8 halftime lead. Then the third quarter, a little back and forth. But then the fourth quarter was when Carroll got it going and really made Columbia City pay and taking the 33-17 win. Player of the game tonight is going to be Blake Calversay. He had 9 points and 2 fouls and several tough rebounds, played well all the way around. So congratulations, Blake Calversay. You are tonight's player of the game.
I think a very good game, too, was by Mason Miller. He had 8 points, but defensively, he was just very strong and helped give Carroll the win tonight defensively.
Absolutely, and that wraps up tonight's broadcast of CSBN. CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports. Again, if you enjoyed this game, check out all the other broadcasts. And thanks so long. This is Austin Cox and Nathan Weaver for CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.
You've been listening to Charger basketball on CSBN, the worldwide leader in Charger sports.